Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to another video. I feel like switching it up today, so let's discuss the pros and cons of hemp cigarettes. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to another video. First and foremost, as always, I would like to thank you guys for all of the support. It is greatly appreciated. This channel slowly grows every single day, and I just cannot thank you guys enough. I really do appreciate all of you guys' supports, comments, likes, shares, all of that, okay? Now again, like I said, I'm trying to switch it up a little bit, so let's go ahead and discuss the pros and cons of hemp cigarettes. I did make this list on my phone, so if I do look down and I don't edit it out, just ignore it, okay? But just so you guys can know, I have 5 pros and only 2 cons that I could think of, okay? So let's go ahead and knock out the pros. So pro number 1 when it comes down to hemp cigarettes, the price. When it comes down to hemp cigarettes, a whole pack could possibly cost you about $8 to like $12, $13, okay? So it is very affordable to purchase a pack of hemp cigarettes, okay? $10 for a pack is not bad whatsoever. Now, if people start charging you like $15 to $20 for a pack, they're honestly ripping you off. Pro number 2, they are a better alternative to cigarettes, okay? I feel like we all know that cigarettes are bad for you, and I feel like I don't even need to elaborate on that, okay? So we all got it. Pro number 2, they are a better alternative. I'm not gonna even go into detail, okay? Now, the third pro, when it comes down to hemp cigarettes, they have various flavors. But when it comes down to these flavors, they are kind of hit or miss, which I will touch on again in the cons. But there are a lot of hemp cigarettes out there that are like cherry, grape, menthol, just original. They incorporate all of these flavors when it comes down to these because, again, hemp cigarettes are to kind of steer people away from normal traditional cigarettes and have them with a healthier alternative. Now, when it comes down to flavors, I've honestly seen like menthol, grape, strawberry, blueberry, cherry, original, menthol. I think I've seen like peach, mango. Like they have a whole bunch of flavors out there. So if you are trying to like lean away from traditional cigarettes and you're trying to look into hemp cigarettes, I would just recommend you just try out a different flavor before you go into like original, because original is more of like the earthy, straight up weed taste, okay? But when it comes down to the flavors, they incorporate those flavors to overcompensate so you won't have so much of the weed flavor, okay? So flavors are a huge pro when it comes down to hemp cigarettes. Pro number 4, the convenience, okay? So a lot of people who smoke normal traditional cigarettes, you know, they typically smoke in their car or they just pull one out whenever they're just walking outside or sitting in the yard. Anything that they could be just doing, they could just pop one out. It's the same with hemp cigarettes. They look exactly like cigarettes. Carts look exactly like cigarettes. So, I mean, you can carry them in your pocket and then boom, just pop out you want. Instead of smoking a normal cigarette, you're smoking a hemp cigarette. So I had to include the convenience factor because it is super convenient because, I mean, it's just like a cigarette. You just pull it out, light it up and smoke it, okay? Also, to tag along when it comes down to convenience, you can just walk outside and smoke a hemp cigarette and nobody will like look twice at you, okay? It may smell a little bit different than a normal cigarette, but nobody's just gonna be like, that's a hemp cigarette, or that must be something else. Like, nobody's gonna really do that, okay? They look exactly like cigarettes. So you don't have to worry about being the guy, I'm the guy, walking outside with a pre-roll and firing it up outside and people think I'm smoking a joint, okay? So you don't have to worry about that whenever you have hemp cigarettes. So for the last pro, now this is mainly for the smokers out there who smoke normal cigarettes. It is a very easy way to incorporate hemp cigarettes into your everyday life. For people who smoke normal cigarettes, it's easier with the hemp cigarette to incorporate it in your day because it's already rolled up for you, it's already packed, it's already in a cart. So all you gotta do is just swap out from a normal cigarette to a hemp cigarette, okay? And I'm not saying for you guys who are trying to lay off of the normal cigarettes to just cold turkey go into hemp cigarettes. You could easily just substitute 1 or 2 cigarettes out of your day with a hemp cigarette. So I feel like it is a very, very easy way to incorporate CBD into your everyday life, especially if you are a smoker. So now that we got all of the pros out of the way, let's go ahead and touch on these cons. Again, I only thought of 2, all right? I only thought of 2. And the first one is kind of me just nitpicking, okay? So the first con is the cigarette finger. That is one thing that I cannot stand. That is typically why I do not smoke hemp cigarettes. Like, I'll try them out if they get sent in and stuff like that, but my go-to is not a hemp cigarette because of the cigarette finger. Again, they look exactly like cigarettes. Same filter, the same paper, all of that. So whenever you smoke them, you still have that little small smell on your finger, and I just can't stand it, okay? I hate the cigarette finger. Like, I immediately after smoking one, I'll go wash my hands and it's still there, okay? That is just me nitpicking. That is just my personal opinion on why I just do not like hemp cigarettes. So for con number 2, hit or miss. So just like I said earlier, like with the different flavors, it could be hit or miss. One, with the flavors, because I have smoked some where it would be like grape flavor and I didn't taste any grape. It just tasted like a normal, just hemp cigarette, okay? So the flavors can be hit or miss. And also, if you guys do not know how hemp cigarettes are made, most companies, hemp cigarettes are basically just grinded up leftover hemp flower, basically, and like trimmings and stuff, okay? So if that company is not reputable and produce good hemp flower, more than likely their hemp cigarettes aren't going to be worthwhile either, okay? So it is very hit or miss when it comes down to these hemp cigarettes, both flavor and quality. And for the last con, it's just not as strong as a pre-roll, okay? So like with my pre-rolls, I get like a gram and a half into my cones, which is kind of a lot when it's compared to a hemp cigarette, okay? So hemp cigarettes, you're not getting that much into it, all right? So for me, a hemp cigarette really may not do as much. Now, I have had a hemp cigarette by Timber Organics that does work. I'm not gonna lie to you. It does work for me, but other people's hemp cigarettes that I have tried, it literally did nothing for me, okay? So when I roll up my joints, I smoke mine, probably 5 minutes into it, my whole body feels wonderful, okay? When it comes down to like a hemp cigarette, you may smoke it. It may take a little bit of time for it to kick in, but it won't be as fast as my normal pre-roll because it's not as much as my pre-roll would hold, if that makes sense, okay? So, but it just depends on who you are, okay? So if you normally smoke cigarettes, you may not have that opinion, but for somebody out there who smokes fat joints or fat blunts of hemp flower, then you would understand where this opinion comes into play, all right? But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoy. Again, I just wanted to switch it up a little bit. I may do more pros and cons of different CBD hemp products in the future, but you guys just gotta let me know that. Drop it down in the comments what the next pros and cons you want me to do. If you do have any recommendations for good hemp cigarettes, go ahead and drop those down in the comments below to help other people out who may be trying to stay away from or steer away from normal cigarettes and trying to get into like the CBD hemp cigarettes, all right? So I would greatly appreciate that, but I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out.